listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. There's something I have not been talking about at all because I didn't think I had anything helpful to say about it. That might still be the case, but I'm talking about the fires in Australia, which have been really challenging for me to feel good about. That's putting it mildly. So it occurred to me the other day, though, when I was reading something in a book. In fact, if anyone is reading Spinning Silver, stop this episode. Come back after you're done. But if you don't read fantasy fiction, or if you've already read it, then I will not be delivering any spoilers if that's the case. So, I'm in the part of the book where, the orphan boy, he's orphaned because his parents are dead, and his older siblings, they're on the road, they're on the run because their dad's recently deceased, and they're likely to take the blame for it. So they're in hiding, and it leaves the youngest brother on his own. So he goes to hang out with this super nice couple. They take him in, very nice people. And one day they decide, we should all go to town. And so they hire a driver with horses to take them in the sleigh to the main town. And it's bad winter storm. Bad winter storm. The driver, he loses the road somehow in the process. But they're way off in the woods by the time they realize they're officially lost. And it's nighttime. Oh my gosh, it's like going from bad to worse. They don't have any supplies. They're going to have to bed down at night without even a tent. They're not prepared for this. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this poor kid, he can't catch a break. Nothing's going right for him. The whole family, nothing good happening. And then during the night, the boy sounds like a ringing. He follows a sound. He recognizes this is an axe. Someone's chopping wood. And he thinks, well, if someone's chopping wood, maybe there's a fire nearby. And trust me, they need a fire. So he follows it thinking maybe this could be good. Guess what? It's not just someone who's chopping wood for a fire. It's his long lost brother who he probably never would have found otherwise. So here I was getting really mad at that driver for other reasons as well. But because they're lost in the woods, he finds his brother and his sister again. So it was a beautiful thing. And I was thinking about that in terms of the fires in Australia. I was thinking also about how this is what contrast does. It leads to even better things. Like Martha Beck teaches that if you look at something fabulous in your life and trace back to the events that led to it, go back to each step before it and before it and before it, you'll eventually come to something that was really terrible, like something gone majorly wrong that you never would have chosen. She's saying everything fabulous is sourced from something terrible. And my gosh, that's pretty easy to do, right? Like I was thinking about one of my favorite things in my life is I'm a law of attraction coach. It's one of my favorite things to talk conscious creation with fellow creators. And when I trace back how that happened, oh boy, I had a job once upon a time. It wasn't my last job. It was a job before that. And though that manager, he was fixing to get me fired. He wrote me up for the most ridiculous thing ever. You know what it was? I was servicing a client. A client was calling looking for help. It was from a department I used to work at, but they had eliminated everyone in the department. So there was literally no staff to help these clients anymore. They were still having revenue from the products. They just didn't have any people to help the customers who had the products. So anyway, someone's trying to get some help. I got the call. I helped them. I got written up for that. Oh, that's the most ridiculous. I should get an award for that. No, they're going to fire me. So it was clear these guys are done with me. And it inspired me I wasn't ready to start coaching. I actually did get another job. It wasn't for very long, but I did get another job. It was an amazing job, actually. That's a different episode about how I turned this amazing job into a job that I was very happy to leave. But I'd been practicing that vibration for a while. Anyway, that was an example of how a dream come true came from something awful. And I could do this with so many things in my life. I know you can too. How about that time when, so I'm married and my husband comes up one day and he was looking great and he smelled even better. And I realized, oh my gosh, it's our date night, because we'd made a date night that we weren't really great about respecting. But he came up one night and he looked up, smelled amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Tuesday. I got to get ready. I jump up and he didn't get ready for me. He walked to the door and I'll never forget this, with his hand on the doorknob, he turns to me and he says, I'm going to go do what I have to do to be happy. You should do the same. Oh, I knew what that meant. And I cried and cried and cried all night long. I cried and cried and cried. I'm smiling because when I woke up the next morning, I was done crying. But that whole night, I was upset. You know what it led to? I got to love again. Look, that marriage, it maybe wasn't the smartest thing for me to do. In fact, we were on our honeymoon, and I actually asked him on our honeymoon, how long do we have in order to get an annulment? That's how much I knew I'd made a terrible, terrible mistake. Oh my gosh. Another major contrast was when I had an ex-boyfriend that ran over my dog in my driveway. That was probably, if it wasn't the worst thing I've ever experienced, it's gotta be top 2. It was so bad. Oh, it was really, really bad. And guess what? I had 2 dogs at the time. I had siblings. And once I only had 1 dog, I started fostering dogs. And I had never done that before. I just thought, Kita, she's so lonely. We could get a friend. So I fostered. I started fostering. Changed my life. For the better. I mean, it was fabulous. And then the time the doctor diagnosed me with something that inspired me to a whole new level of self-care that I probably would not have been inspired to otherwise. You can do this with your own life as well. Like the things that are fabulous, we can trace them back to things that were not so fabulous. And I think sometimes remembering that can help when it looks like we're seeing something that it is just wrong with a capital W. And it isn't maybe the kindest thing to ask ourselves to be able to see what good will come from it. Although if you can get there, oh my gosh, hallelujah, if you can get there. But just to know that that's how it works and to trust that eventually we'll see how this wasn't the end of the world. Sometimes that can be helpful when we're dealing with some harsh thoughts and emotions around things that feel really, really, really wrong. I don't know if that's helpful at all. If you've got tips, maybe I should do a blog post on this. You know what? Well, you can comment on the podcast on my site. If you go to goodvibeblog.com, click on the podcast, you've got ways probably of finding some peace or relief around just major contrast. It doesn't even have to be Australia fires. Hello, it could be U.S. politics. It could be anything that feels like it takes a lot of people out of their alignment with what they want. If you've got tips, please share them. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you on the next episode.